Let me repeat that for the avoidance of doubt. All ministries, state departments, government agencies, parastatals, it is the responsibility of the minister, the PS, the managing directors and boards to make sure that all services offered to the people of Kenya by their departments and agencies are available to the people of Kenya on the digital platform by December this year. I am aware that there are government agencies that are resisting this digitization exercise for obvious reasons. There are government agencies who want to continue to operate in a dark place. They do not want, and I know, I have been told by the officers who are running this service that many have been asking whether government is really serious with this or they can take a detour. Let me announce for the avoidance of doubt. All government services must be available by December this year on the digital platform, on ECitizen, without exception. And I am putting the responsibility on every minister, every PS, every board, member of board, chairman, managing directors, and every public officer. Because for a very long time, government services, accessing government services has been a very painful exercise for citizens. People queue for many hours. People travel long distances. People bribe their way to get what is legitimately their right as citizens. For us to get rid of that, it is part of our plan to make sure that citizens don't have to travel, they don't have to meet anybody, they don't have to bribe nobody. They should be able to get government services efficiently, effectively, in an accountable manner from either the comfort of their phone or whatever other facility that they have to access government digitally. And when I set out that we would have this, we would go this journey, it is because when we came into office in 2014, I remember working with the people in Treasury, not a single government service. You could not, as a citizen, pay for a single government service any other way other than in cash. That was government in 2014. That the only way to pay for a government service is to pay for it in cash. Imagine, it was not even possible to pay using M-Pesa. We have since moved, I think, 180 degrees. I can now comfortably say here that in the next 30 days, mark my words, people, these deadlines are important. In the next 30 days, no government service should be paid in cash. Let me repeat it again. For the avoidance of doubt, no government service will be paid for in cash in the next 30 days. And I want to say this because corruption has been our biggest problem, pilferage, theft. Citizens are forced to pay for a service or bribe for a service that ordinarily is theirs as of right. There will be only one channel to pay for government service. We have agreed, all state departments, KRA and everybody, the government pay bill is 22222. 22222. Is it star 22222 hash? That is how you pay for government service. Let me repeat it again. 22222 is how you pay for government service. All the other pay bills, in the next 30 days, they should be shut. We have almost 1,000 different pay bills, different agencies, different people. Everybody seems to have their own pay bill. And all those pay bills are not accountable to anybody. Sometimes there are pay bills that are assumed to be government, but they end up in the wrong place. Again, for the avoidance of doubt, ministries, departments, agencies, in the next 30 days, all other pay bills must be closed, and no government service will be paid for outside 22222 that goes straight to Treasury. That way, Treasury can keep track of all government revenue. And it will be worked in such a way that any resources that are meant for A&A by ministries, state departments, and agencies will be made available instantly by the same platform, so that there will be no confusion as to if the money is collected by Treasury, how do we get our A&A? The system will automatically remit the A&A when the money goes to 22222, and it will come back to you so that you can be able to provide whatever services you're providing. Our present institutional dispensation, mandated by the Constitution, is the expression of our collective hopes and inspiration, as well as the lesson learned as a country from the wilderness that the path of history took us. For far too long, the delivery of public services to citizens has been hampered by inefficiency, delay, corruption, wastage, discrimination, outright exclusion, especially of the members of our society who are not as endowed and the people who are vulnerable. Colossal backlogs of cases not attended to, missing files, which resurface upon the offer of a small bribe, favoring some groups and disenfranchising others on the basis of nepotism and tribalism, having been the order of the day. For citizens, inordinate delays and lack of information on the progress of their matters was a normal part of the ordeal of obtaining government services. For a long time, therefore, seeking government services was a very painful experience that Kenyans only endured if they could not avoid it. And the relationship between citizens and the state was characterized by extremely very low trust. This history of engagement and estrangement between government and citizens created the conditions for widespread disaffection and loss of trust in government. The bottom-up economic transformation agenda recognizes transparency, accountability, and efficient use of resources as an imperative to ensure that scarce public resources deliver maximum value for the highest number of citizens. The government considers good governance to be indispensable for national socio-economic transformation. At the same time, we are fully alive to the magnitude of the corruption challenge, the extent of which it has undermined our prospects and opportunities to achieve greater development, and its potential to overwhelm national institutions, including oversight as well as law enforcement and accountability mechanisms. This particular reality has caused us to consider radical innovation to overcome the transactional inefficiency barrier to public service delivery. In our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we pledged to undertake 2 key interventions intended to attack this problem simultaneously. First, we committed to provide universal broadband connectivity throughout the country by constructing 100,000 kilometers of new fiber optic lines, establish 25,000 free Wi-Fi hotspots in markets and in every other part of the Republic of Kenya. I am happy this morning, the display that was shown to us, we have the first 200,000 hotspots. The 201 hotspot was launched this morning here. By the end of this year, we will have 2,000 hotspots across Kenya, and by December 2025, all the 25,000 hotspots will have been rolled out, including 1,450 digital hubs, 1 in each ward of the Republic of Kenya, and also ensuring that our vocational training centers run by county governments are brought into this ecosystem, and all our TVET institutions are also made part of this program of making sure that there is internet connectivity and availability across Kenya that is free and paid for by the government of Kenya. Secondly, we made a commitment to enhance government service delivery through digitization and automation of all government critical processes, and to also make at least 5,000 government services available by 30th this month, which I am very happy we have made that deadline. These undertakings are critical for the realization of our most fundamental mandate as government. On Madaraka Day, I emphasized our duty to deploy the best innovations and technologies to make Kenya efficient, competitive, and prosperous. Today, I reiterate that technology holds the key to improving efficiency, enhancing inclusion, promoting transparency and integrity, deepening trust, and enhancing public confidence in government service provision. We have taken measures to empower Kenyans everywhere, especially the majority at the bottom of our pyramid, to access government services at their convenience, especially through their mobile phones. As I promised on Madaraka Day, we are launching the ECitizen platform's unstructured supplementary service data, USSD code *222#, by which citizens can now access 5,084 government services online. Wacha nirudie. So that you can access government services, you need to go to your phone, *222#. Hapo utakuwa umeingia kwa ECitizen, and you will have a catalog of all 5,000 government services available to you. Hiyo ni kuingia kwa mtandao. Kulipa ni ile niliwaambia 222 ndio mahali pa kulipa for government services. And as I have said, by the end of this year, we want all government services, 10,000 of them, on a digital platform. Today, as the world marks World Social Media Day, we are underlining the importance of our digital transformation agenda. Towards that end, we encourage all our government departments to ensure, as I have said, all their government services are moved online in the next 90 days, so that by the end of this year, we are clear and we are all moving in the right direction. This new era of e-governance makes life and work significantly easier for millions of Kenyans for a number of reasons. First, government services are no longer the privilege of the wealthy, powerful, or the well-connected, or those who can afford to travel to county headquarters or even the capital city. Kenyans can now obtain government services from the comfort of their homes or from their chambers or kiosks on the road and everywhere else from the comfort of their phones. This is the power and promise of Gava Mkononi. You have your government in the palm of your hand. Secondly, and while I am there, we also agreed with Safaricom and our other telcos that next month, that is August, as I committed to the people of Kenya, smartphones are way beyond 9,000, 10,000, 15,000 going in that direction. We want to make it possible to have a smartphone that is 4G enabled for Kenyans at 5,000 shillings. I am very happy to report that those who are involved in that exercise have promised me that by August this year, we will have a gadget, a smartphone, that you can buy for 5,000 shillings. And I want to thank Safaricom. They have told us that we can buy that phone and pay on a program called Kulipa Mdogo Mdogo. You can pay 500 shillings, they give you the phone, and every day you pay 20 bob in your M-Pesa, and you will own the phone further down the road. I hope other telcos come on board so that we can make it possible for Kenyans to have the gadgets that will enable them transact with government and do all their other businesses online, so that we can make meaning of all the infrastructure we are putting in place for digital connectivity. Secondly, previously unserved or underserved regions and communities are no longer excluded from the government service provision. Thirdly, Kenyans are interacting directly with the digital platform without the need for brokers, intermediaries, and others. Additionally, people can track the progress of their interactions with government in real time, thus eliminating uncertainty, corruption, and frustration. Further, citizens need only pay the gazetted fees for government services and not a shilling more. These fees are accurately accounted for in real time through ICT and remain visible at all times to the National Treasury and the Kenya Revenue Authority for efficient revenue administration. We are well on the way to a paperless governance, where there will be no physical registries and files to be mislaid by mischievous persons in search of a bribe or movement of people from office to office. I encourage Kenyans to take advantage of ICT digital skills training opportunities provided by the ICT Authority in conjunction with private sector collaborators and development partners in order to enhance their capacity to consume digital government services. I'm glad to know that the ICT Authority has embarked on digital skills program for citizens and public sector workforce targeting 20 million people. Through the private sector partnership, Gaba Express will be available in more than 250,000 M-Pesa shops, 28,000 KCB shops, 40,000 equity shops, and 22,000 cooperative bank shops to serve those without smartphones. What I'm trying to say here is that we are going to work in partnership with the private sector so that government services are available, not just in government offices, but also in private sector offices. And I want to thank KCB, Equity Bank, Cooperative Bank, and Safaricom for offering their infrastructure to support government in the delivery of government services. So you can get government services on your phone. If not on your phone, if you don't have a smartphone, you can go to the 250,000 Safaricom shops, or 28,000 KCB shops, or 40,000 equity shops, or 22,000 cooperative shops, and access government services, or the Gaba Express kiosks that are going to be rolled out with the support of Safaricom and others, so that we can make government efficient, we can make government available, and we can make government accessible. By the same token, I urge ICT Authority to accelerate the actualization of our digital economy agenda. And I'm very happy that, again, we have good news that aside from digitizing government services and everything we are doing, we are also going to make it possible for two things to happen, which are critical towards moving government to the digital platform. Number one is the digital signature. Now it will be possible. I am privileged to be among the first Kenyans to access a digital signature. I was trained yesterday. Sijashika sana lakini niko barabarani. Leo nimefanya testing ya pili, kesho nitakuwa nimeshika laini. So it should be possible for us now to transact on a digital platform, and even as you work to make sure that you access government services, we also want you to sign for those government services on a digital platform and have a digital signature. It will be explained to you how that is going to happen. And secondly, is to have a digital identity. You all know we have an experience as the people of Kenya that for a very long time we've been looking for a digital identity on a platform called Huduma Number, which became a mirage and became a conduit for many things. Let me say here that I am telling the Ministry of responsible for citizen services, Mr. Professor Kindiki, and my good friend Eliud Owalo, you have 90 days to deliver to us a digital identity. I know it's doable. Sasa muende mujipange. Yeah, it is doable because I think I understand how that is possible. And we will not spend the 15 billion that was spent on Huduma Number. And it's not going to take centuries. We are very confident that we have the competence to do this. Let me also announce to the people of Kenya that this great feat, this huge achievement that we are very proud of as a country, not many countries can achieve what we have achieved. In fact, whenever I talk to other leaders, they wonder how Kenya can achieve to digitize this number of government services. This was possible because we have creative, innovative, hard-working young people in the Republic of Kenya. This whole ECitizen platform was built by Kenyan young people. Tuwapigie makofi jameni. I know there is a young man here called Evid and your team. Are you here? Are they here? They are wako huko nyuma mbali, nafikiri, some of them are here. These young people, kujeni hapa mbele. Simameni hapa. Tuwapigie makofi yao wadosi jamani. These good people are the brains. They are Kenyans. Just the same way we developed M-Pesa, which today is globally acclaimed. Again, today we can announce that we have developed ECitizen, a government product developed by the young people of the Republic of Kenya. Congratulations, gentlemen. I am so proud of you guys. Asanteni sana. You can take your seats. So these young people have made this possible, and it speaks to Kenyan talent, Kenyan creativity, Kenyan knowledge, and that is what our country is made of. Let me also say that as we pull this together, all other avenues, we must work on it to make sure, and I hope the people from Treasury will now be able, and the people from Kerry will now be able to have sight of all government revenue, and we can better manage our revenue collection, because I am very confident that we can collect a lot more if we removed pilferage, wastage, and the money that gets lost because of corruption and other manenos. I am a very proud Kenyan today that we have managed to roll out a 30 billion shilling program that has reached almost 17 million Kenyans under the Hustler Fund without any bureaucracy. There is no committee, there is no person to be met or bribed or what. We've done the same with fertilizer. We rolled out e-fertilizer and reached many Kenyans. We are going to do the same with all our medical fraternity. We have agreed with KEMSA. I have agreed with Madam Nakumicha how to digitize KEMSA and make sure that we avoid corruption and we eliminate loss of health commodities. We have agreed on how we are going to deliver health better. We're going to manage our claims in NHIF and make sure that there is no corruption. We don't lose public money. We're going to ensure that even our program on housing is going to be rolled on an e-platform. Many citizens are asking me, how will I get the house? Who do I have to speak to? How will I, the committee, where is the committee sitting? I want to tell them the same way you access Hustler Fund. You don't have to know nobody, but you get the money. That's how we are going to roll out our housing plan, to make sure that there is no favoritism. You don't have to know nobody. You just need to abide by the rules and regulations, and you will have access to your platform. Let me say one final thing. As we pool our resources together, as we work together in the way in which we are working and digitize all government services, we must be prudent in the use of public resources. At the moment, we need to strike a balance between the money we use for recurrent expenditure and the money we use for development expenditure. It is a balance that we must keep at it. And we cannot continue to increase the monies that we use for recurrent expenditure. We need to manage our costs. I know there is a proposal by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission for the increase of salaries of different cadres of both civil servants and other public servants. They have made a recommendation to us that they want to increase salaries of civil servants by an average of between 7 and 10%, and that is from office assistants all the way to people who serve below the PSS. And because of the economic times we live in, we have approved that salaries of other civil servants can be adjusted beginning tomorrow. So our teachers, our policemen, our people serving in the military space, people working in government offices, we have agreed that because of where we are today, your salaries will be adjusted by between 7 and 10% from tomorrow. But for the other people, the state officers, myself, my deputy, ministers, PSS, na wale wadosi wengine wabunge, na wale wengine, sisi mambo yetu tungoje. Tafadhali. Hiyo mshahara itakwama hapo. Mimi nimeona watu wanasema mshahara ya kuna watu fulani, hapana. Hiyo mshahara ingoje hapo. Until I have instructed the SRC to give us international best practice, because we need to reduce the gap between all of us who work for the people of Kenya. We need to make sure that the gap between the person paid the least and the person paid the most is not too big, because we are all workers. It is not possible that the people at the top earn 100 times more than the people at the bottom. It's not right. Because we live in the same country, we buy the same food, we go to the same shop, we go to, I have told SRC there is an internationally accepted, it's called compression formula. Until they come back to me to tell me we meet that threshold, hii salaries yetu itangojea. Until we are all living the same. I have also instructed SRC that there are parastatals, there are universities where the vice chancellors and the MDs earn more than even the president. I want to know what those people, what they do. No, I mean honestly. It is not possible that we have huko watu wanajiongezea mshahara kiholela. And because I've tried to interrogate some of the places where I am told somebody is earning 2 million. And I've tried to, how did they end up earning 2 million? The vice chancellor was a friend of the chairman of the council. Or they were sijui, I don't know what. Hapana. Public money is public money. And SRC must assess. Everybody must be paid in accordance with the work they do. No more, no less. Sini namna hiyo jameni? Yes. Because this is public money we are spending. So I have told SRC to do two things. Number one, to tell us the ratio between the lowest paid and the salary I earn as president. Before my salary is, before they talk about increasing salary ya sisi wadosi hapa, we want to know how much money are the people below us and working for the same people of Kenya are earning. That's number one. Number two, we must rationalize. There is no way people can be increasing salaries ostensibly because at their sijui parastatal has a lot of money. So that a lot of money is used kuongeza mishahara ya watu kiholela. That one is not happening. Because those parastatals are government agencies. And the money they have is public resources. They must be subject to SRC, and we must make sure that we all pay the same. So nimemwambia Rigiji, my friend, na mimi hiyo mshahara watu wanasema hakuna for now. Na hata nyinyi waziri tulizeni boli until some exercise, because we want to make sure that we do not take advantage of the other Kenyans who do not have the power we have. It has to be rational, it has to be well thought out, and I have told SRC to do exactly that. So, I am very confident, good people, that this country, the world and the home of world-beating innovators, can develop and maintain robust and world-class cybersecurity systems to keep government and the private sector and citizens secure online on a sustainable basis. I want to thank everybody who has made the digitization of government a success the way it is, and that we are going to work collaboratively together until we make sure that every citizen has access to government services without hindrance, in an efficient, effective way, and government is held to account, and we can account for all the resources we collect from the people of Kenya. I want to thank you very much, my very best wishes, and God bless you.